The idea of an open-world Zelda is something that we've been hearing get tossed around ever since rumors about what would eventually become The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild first started to circulate. Many people have expressed their distaste for the now contrived Zelda formula. A lot of fans have grown tired of the predictable linear path Zelda's fallen into. I mean, I'm sure most of you have seen Aaron Hansen's sequelitis by now, and a lot of that video sums it up pretty nicely. In the video, Aaron talks about how most of the mystery and true adventure of the franchise has fallen to the wayside due to Zelda sticking to its rehashed linear formula, as opposed to an open world where you aren't really told what to do. You just have a world and you explore it. Now, these are good points and I do respect them, but that's also not exactly what's built the franchise up to how massive it is now. And this is coming from me, someone who thoroughly enjoys the first Legend of Zelda game, which as of late has been demoted by many to being referred to as a cryptic, flawed mess. In fact, Zelda 1 was the only truly open Zelda game in the entire series, so I don't personally think that going back to that kind of formula is really, going back to its roots. I think a franchise's roots lie in what's progressed and evolved the series and grown its fan base. I mean, for example, when a band starts making records that nobody likes and people say they wish they'd go back to their roots, they're usually talking about an artist's first or second record, not the demos that they recorded with one microphone in the center of a garage when they were 15. Now, this issue is neither here nor there. Everyone has different opinions and tastes and different things they want out of a game. And as much as I pretty much always trust Nintendo to make a fun video game, I'm not exactly excited for Breath of the Wild. Now, hear me out, because trust me, I want to be excited for this game. I really do. I fucking love Zelda. Zelda was probably the first video game I was ever exposed to, so it's pretty deeply ingrained into me. My reason is, well, I like linearity. Now, this isn't to say I don't like exploration, I do, but I like exploration when it still follows a relatively linear path. I like knowing that a game has a beginning and an end. I've never had any interest in playing games like Minecraft or The Sims, where the main goal of the game is to, well, play the game. Not to say I'm really comparing Zelda to The Sims, but I like games that have a clear challenge in front of me that I need to overcome. I've also never liked big open world games with crafting and such. All the micromanaging and equipment, it just never appealed to me. And believe me, I've tried to get into that kind of game and I just don't have fun playing it. For me, the fun of Zelda was facing what I know is ahead of me and figuring out how to proceed while finding some cool shit that helps me along the way. I know we haven't seen much, but a game like Breath of the Wild just doesn't seem like it's gonna do it for me. I mean, hell, even with Skyward Sword, a game I totally fucking hated, one of the things that bothered me most about that game was the whole upgrading the shield and how it can break and everything. And I mean, that's exactly the kind of shit that's gonna be in Breath of the Wild. I mean, they straight up said that any weapon in the game can break. I realize I may be a minority here. I know a lot of people love open world type games. I mean, like a lot of fucking people. But I also know that I can't be the only one that feels this way. I mean, people do love Zelda, and as much as people want to rag on the formula, it's what's worked for years and what fans of the series have grown to love. I can't possibly be the only one who's a bit put off by the idea of the entire structure of how the Zelda series works changing. Change and experimentation is good and keeps a series fresh, but this is one drastic experiment. I mean, this is looking to be like a game that I'm not even sure it's fucking possible to complete. The world is just massive. I've been having this inner battle for so long because all I see is people around me who are so excited about Breath of the Wild, drawing fan art, theorizing about the game's plot, and here I am off in the corner like, that's not the game I wanted. And it's so difficult because I want to like the game. You have no idea how badly I want to like the game, but all signs are pointing to something I just don't think I'm gonna have much interest in. As hard as it probably is to believe, I really hate being negative about video games. I mean, I'd much rather like a game than hate it. It's just more fun games for me to play. But as a longtime fan of the series, well, I'm worried. Look, I'm glad that so many people are excited for Breath of the Wild. It's not hard to tell that Nintendo's really putting everything they have into making this game everything it can be. But the prospect of that frightens me. I worry what the future of Zelda will be with a game like this paving the way for the franchise. This game could be everything that the Legend of Zelda series really needs to hit it out of the park. But unfortunately, I fear that it's a future that I may not be all that interested in. And well, that kind of fucking sucks. Also, Link not being in a green tunic is bugging me out, man.